Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because stories like this deserve to be told beyond the headlines. Fame is often sold as a cure for everything, but for Adam Lambert, it became a mirror that reflected both his greatest strengths and his deepest wounds. From the instant he stepped into that audition room and opened his mouth, his life shifted forever. Applause came quickly, but so did judgment, pressure, and expectations no one prepares you for. Long after the cameras shut off and the crowds went home, Adam was left alone with questions about identity, worth, and survival in an industry that loves you loudly and abandons you just as fast. When Adam Lambert walked onto the American Idol stage in 2009, he didn't simply perform a song. He shattered assumptions. His strip-down, a cappella take on Bohemian Rhapsody, stunned the judges and viewers alike, turning a theater kid from San Diego into an overnight phenomenon. But while America celebrated, Adam barely had time to process what was happening. He had just finished performing in Wicked when producers told him he needed to quit immediately to compete. Within weeks, his life went from backstage routines to national obsession, a shift so fast it barely felt real. Behind the scenes, Adam was not the confident spectacle viewers saw. He had grown up feeling like an outsider, often describing himself as introverted and isolated in school. Suddenly, millions had opinions about his voice, his appearance, his energy, and eventually his personal life. The attention was relentless. Interviews multiplied. Expectations ballooned. What looked like success felt like drowning. Adam later admitted he questioned whether fame was something he truly wanted, or something he had been swept into without consent. As the season progressed, the conversation around Adam changed. His performances were no longer the main focus. Rumors about his sexuality dominated headlines and comment sections, often overshadowing his talent entirely. Week after week, speculation intensified. Instead of being judged solely as an artist, Adam found himself being dissected as a symbol. The pressure became suffocating. By the time the finale arrived, he was emotionally exhausted, even as fans rallied behind him with fierce loyalty. When Chris Allen was announced as the winner, the reaction was explosive. Many fans accused the country of homophobia. Media outlets framed Adam's loss as a cultural failure. But privately, Adam understood something others didn't. He had already secured record deals. Industry executives had assured him his career would continue regardless of the vote. While the title slipped away, the future remained open. Still, the emotional toll of that night lingered longer than any trophy ever could. Leaving Idol did not bring relief. It brought exposure. Adam was no longer a contestant protected by a show's structure. He was now fully visible, and visibility came with consequences. Every outfit, every interview answer, every performance choice became a public debate. He wasn't just representing himself anymore. He was expected to carry an entire community's hopes, fears, and politics on his shoulders, whether he asked for that role or not. In late 2009, Adam released For Your Entertainment, a debut album that leaned into glam, rock, pop, and theatrical drama. It was bold, unapologetic, and intentionally provocative. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and earned him a Grammy nomination. On paper, it was a triumph. In reality, it sparked new battles. Retailers demanded a toned-down album cover. Executives worried he was too much, too queer, too visible, too honest. The industry wanted safety. Adam wanted truth. That tension exploded during the 2009 American Music Awards. His performance, meant to celebrate artistic freedom, instead ignited backlash. Conservative groups complained. Networks censored rebroadcasts. Appearances were canceled. Adam later reflected on the double standard. Straight artists had pushed boundaries for decades without consequence, but when he did it openly, he was punished. The message was clear. Authenticity came at a cost. By 2012, Adam faced a defining crossroads. Instead of retreating, he released Trespassing, a deeply personal album that reflected growth, vulnerability, and defiance. When it debuted at number 1, Adam became the first openly gay male artist to top the Billboard 200. It was historic, but even that milestone didn't guarantee freedom. Label executives still pushed for safer paths. When they suggested turning his next project into a nostalgia covers album, Adam refused. He walked away. Signing with Warner Brothers allowed him to recalibrate. The original high marked a shift toward restraint, emotion, and introspection. Critics praised its maturity, but privately, Adam was running on empty. Years of scrutiny had chipped away at his mental health. He felt anxious, drained, and disconnected from joy. Success no longer felt meaningful if it came without peace. His collaboration with Queen became both refuge and trial. Standing in Freddie Mercury's shadow was an impossible task, yet Adam approached it with humility. He didn't imitate, he honored. Stadiums filled. Critics praised him. Still, the weight of expectation was immense. Night after night, he carried legacy, comparison, and pressure, choosing to stay because the music deserved life. Eventually, Adam needed space to breathe. That space became Velvet, released independently in 2020. Free from label demands, the album was sensual, nostalgic, queer, and deeply personal. Critics called it his most authentic work. Around that time, Adam also found quiet stability in a long-term relationship. When it ended in 2025, the breakup was gentle but significant, marking yet another personal turning point. Health struggles followed. Emotional fatigue, weight changes, and depression forced Adam to confront his limits. Treatment, lifestyle changes, and self-reflection led to transformation, both physical and internal. The change wasn't about appearance. It was about control, about choosing himself. As the world shifted, Adam noticed something unexpected. The industry finally began to catch up. Younger artists credited him for opening doors. Diversity became less controversial. Recognition arrived late, but it arrived honestly. Adam expanded creatively, acting, experimenting with makeup, drag, and visual storytelling. His 2023 performance of Getting Older confronted aging, fear, and legacy with haunting honesty. Vulnerability was no longer something to hide. His Broadway debut in Cabaret felt like a homecoming. Critics praised him. Audiences embraced him. It was the merging of every version of himself. At the 2025 Tony Awards, one spontaneous note reminded the world who he was. Not a controversy, not a comparison, but an artist who survived. Adam Lambert is no longer defined by how he began, but by how he endured. His story isn't over, and the most powerful chapters are still being written. Which part of Adam's journey surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us for stories that go deeper than fame.